Good afternoon. Welcome to this delayed off-tube commentary of Everton versus Chelsea at Goodison Park. And I'm your off-tube commentator, Paul James. And this game is absolutely vital at the top and the bottom of the Premier League. And the teams are in the tunnel right now. And we're going to go through the lineups for you in just a moment. But Everton, who are 5 points in the relegation zone, are at the moment in danger of becoming the first Everton team since 1951 to be relegated outside the top flight. And let's have a look at the team lineups today. That's the first job of the day. And we'll start with Everton, who are managed by Frank Lampard. And they have Jordan Pickford in goal. At the back, Vitaly Mykolenko, Mason Holgate, Yerry Mina, and Seamus Coleman, the captain. In midfield, they have Alex Iwobi, Fabian Delph, Abdoulaye Doucouré, and the three up front for Everton today is Damari Gray, Richarlison, and Anthony Gordon. For Chelsea, they are managed by Thomas Tuchel and they have Edward Mendy in goal. They have three centre backs of Antonio Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Cesar Azpilicueta. They have Marcus Alonso and Reece James, according to PremierLeague.com, appear to be playing in a four-man midfield, but don't be surprised if they operate at wing-backs. Marcus Alonso and Jorginho make up the other midfielders, with Mason Mount playing just behind Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. So I would expect Mason Mount to perhaps drop back into midfield, Reece James and Marcus Alonso to act as wing backs. So this may be more of a 5-3-2 formation. And the substitutes for Everton are Asmir Begovic, the goalkeeper, John Joe Kenny, Michael Keane, Jared Branthwaite, Allen, Tom Davies, Dele Alli, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Solomon Rondon. For Chelsea, the goalkeeper is Kepa Arrizabalaga, Malang Sarr, Trevor Chalobah, Mateo Kovacic, Christian Pulisic, Kennedy, Saul Niguez, Hakim Ziyech, and Romelu Lukaku. Now, looking at this fascinating battle at the bottom of the table, it's really a question of, we really broke this down for you here. This is who Burnley have left. They have Villa at home, Spurs away, Villa away, and finally Newcastle at home. Uh, Leeds have Arsenal away, Chelsea at home, Brighton at home, and Brentford away. Everton, of course, have Chelsea today, but then they have Leicester away, Watford away, Brentford at home, Crystal Palace at home, and Arsenal away. So the question is now, Everton do have the game in hand, but these are games that they must win. One of the games in hand, of course, is today. The other one is Watford away. You've got to think that Watford, Brentford, and Crystal Palace are winnable games for Everton. For Leeds, Brighton, and Brentford, maybe not Brighton, but possibly Brentford. Brighton are doing very well this season. Perhaps there's a point in that, and a win for Leeds against Brentford. For Burnley, you got to think out of the three remaining games. There's a win there at home to Villa, possibly, maybe a draw away at Villa. I'm not sure that they'll get anything against Spurs. Maybe a point at home against Newcastle. So it's going to be a very, very tight running. And we've got the players now at the centre circle taking the knee. And our referee today is Kevin Friend, with the assistants as Adrian Holmes and Simon Beck. The fourth official is Andy Madley, and VAR is John Brooks and Mark Scholes. And we're underway here at Goodison Park. And Anthony Gordon is immediately fouled on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. And it's a free kick now. And looking at this, this is actually only a few yards outside of the Chelsea penalty area. It's a late tackle by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Dreadful challenge. No early action taken by Kevin Friend, but it will be a free kick in a very dangerous position, and Damari Gray is over it. Mikolenko is there, and so is Alex Gordon. Mendy is just trying to organise his wall. We're in the first minute here. What a start this could be for Everton if they could get an early goal here. Mikolenko is over this one. We're just trying to see who's going to have a look here. Now it's Mikolenko and Anthony Gordon over it. Referee just making sure that Chelsea's wall is a full 10 yards quota back. And we're just going to see who is over this now. It looks like it might be Mikolenko. In fact, it's Gordon, and it's just wide. It just sails over and wide of the left-hand side of Edward Mendy's goal. And it's first real opportunity in this game here at Goodison Park, and it is a full house. And the Everton fans are in fine voice today for this game. For them, they know it is a must-win. And here is Iwobi. He launches the ball forward now, looking for Richarlison, and he's just not able to bring that down. It goes through to Mendy in the goal, and here's Rudiger. And it's played forward here. He's just managing to keep that in play. And here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek, but he's dispossessed by Doucouré. And here's Fabian Delph. And it goes back to Holgate. And back to Pickford, who launches it, left-footed downfield. Full weight of that ball, and it's picked up with Mikolenko and James challenging for it. And in the end, Everton come away with it now with Richarlison, and it's intercepted there. It's a fine tackle. And Chelsea now just trying to break forward. And here's Kai Havertz. The ball on the far side now. And it's Alonso, but he is dispossessed excellently by Anthony Gordon. And Anthony Gordon now brings it forward. And here's Damari Gray. And it's played out wide onto the far side. And it goes back to Coleman there, who launches the ball forward, looking for Richarlison. And Thiago Silva is right in the back of him, of his fellow countryman there. And it's back with Edward Mendy. And here's Rudiger. And he gives the ball out on the far side there to Azpilicueta, who goes back to Rudiger. And it's now with Silva, and Chelsea starting from the back here now. And Everton putting the early pressure on, trying to set the stamp their authority on this game. Of course, they're the home team. They are desperate for points, and nothing less than a win here will really do for Everton. The ball goes out of play that time, and it'll be a throw into Chelsea. You're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. And today's player of the match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. And here is Mendy. And Mendy gives it to Rudiger. Rudiger now. Silva. Moving forward now with Chelsea. And Jorginho there just gave the ball away. It was a bad ball, really. And it resulted in a foul by Damari Gray. Chelsea keep the ball with the free kick. And here's Silva. Azpilicueta. And he plays it in midfield. It's just out back to Azpilicueta now. And here is Mason Mount, and it's Reece James now. And here's Jorginho, but that's intercepted well by Coleman. But Chelsea still have the ball. It's played out wide now to Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz just keeps the ball from going behind. But Everton are going to come away with it now. Iwobi launches it long, and it's picked up by Richarlison, but intercepted there. But Richarlison gets the ball back, and he seems to have been tripped there. That'll be a free kick. And that's a foul on by Reece James. And he's hunting for a yellow card there. Is Abdoulaye Doucouré. The referee, I don't think, is interested in that. And in fact, it will be a free kick now to Everton. And Iwobi is protesting. but it'll just be a free kick, no further action taken by Kevin Friend. Anthony Gordon is over this now. There's up there is a Wobie, Richarlison, Gray, Mina. Holgate is up there. It's a high line being played by Chelsea here. And it's launched in by Gordon. It escapes everybody and headed by Rudiger. And it's just somehow kept in play by Havertz, but he's dispossessed by Doucouré. And Doucouré now in the Chelsea penalty area, but it's cleared away. And it's cleared all the way to the halfway line. And Fabian Delph picks it up for Everton. And it's Mikalenko. He launches it forward looking for Doucouré, but the ball is too long and goes through to Edward Mendy. And he plays the ball out onto the far side. And it's Alonso there who gives it back to Thiago. And he's got a bit of space now, and he gives it to Azpilicueta. And Reece James picks it up there, goes back to Thiago. And here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek to Rudiger. It's back to Loftus-Cheek now. And Chelsea just, again, patiently building up here in the midfield. It's Azpilicueta. And it gives it to Reece James. James gives it to Mount. Rather to Kai Havertz, who gives it back to Azpilicueta, who in turn gives it to Thiago. And there's Loftus-Cheek, who gives it to Rudiger. Loftus-Cheek now just over the halfway line. And he gives it to Mount. Mount on the far side. The cross is launched in, but it's headed away there by Mina. And Chelsea get the ball back now, and it's Mason Mount. Mount, the ball is short there, and it's intercepted by Doucouré. Iwobi clears, but not good enough. It finds only Havertz. Havertz now with the ball. He's tripped up surely. No, the referee plays on, and the shot comes in, and it's just over the Pickford's crossbar from Mason Mount. And, well, it looked like Kai Havertz was brought down by Delph. The referee played on, and Mason Mount had time there to hit the shot, and it was just over the Everton crossbar. And I do mean just, it had Pickford scrambling. And in fact, it will be a goal kick here, but that looked like a definite free kick on Havertz, but it wasn't given. And but Chelsea still took complete advantage, and Mason Mount close there to giving Chelsea an early 1-goal lead. 8 minutes gone. Everton 0, Chelsea 0, and it's cleared downfield by Jordan Pickford. It's long, but it's easily intercepted by Rudiger. Looks like there was a foul on Ruben Loftus-Cheek by Anthony Gray, and we will have a free kick here, and Chelsea will start again. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcast partners for this season, JDAC Football, JB Sports, and Storm FM. And the ball is now with Reece James. He's almost on the halfway line. He goes back to Azpilicueta, who in turn goes back to Mendy. And he gives it back to Azpilicueta, and good work by Damari Gray. Immediately challenged Azpilicueta there. And it's a throw into Chelsea, but they are level with their own penalty area here. And Everton pressing. And this is just what the Everton fans are looking for. And Reece James now with the throwing. And, it's knocked out of play by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And Everton now have the throw level with Chelsea's penalty area. And it is Vitaly Mikalenko to take the throw in. And he has it back. He's able to find Fabian Delph. Here's Damari Gray. Back to Delph. And it's just knocked out of play by Azpilicueta. And again, a throw into Chelsea. Such an important game here for Everton today in this fight for survival in what has been a nightmare season for them. And Richarlison just tries to turn Azpilicueta, but Azpilicueta much the cleverer there, manages to hook the ball out of play. Be another throw-in. This time it will be taken by Holgate. And he looks like he's going to launch one into the box. Mina is in there. And Gray is in there. And Holgate now launching this long into the box. It's headed away there by James. and headed on, and Delph launches it back into the box. It's back to Doucouré, and here is Gordon. Here's Iwobi now. He just dinks the ball in, looking for Gray. Gray goes down. The Everton fans appeal. Gray stays down. It's actually Yeremina rather, but it was a tackle by Aspilicueta. But let's have a look. Well, it looks like there's some contact, but I don't think it is enough to give a penalty. Yeremina goes down there a little bit too easy. Yeah, well, he's using his elbow a little bit, but he goes down way too easy in my mind there. That'll be a goal kick. I think the referee was right in that decision. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Commentary Live 1, and you can also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. Also, if you like this type of off-tube commentary, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a game going forward. Richarlison chasing down Rudiger now. Rudiger has the ball and it's cleared, and it goes back to Mendy. And Chelsea will start again from the back. And here is Reece James. James plays it to Jorginho and gets it back. And he tries to play it forward, but it's intercepted well by Doucouré. And Everton now have the ball with Damari Gray. Unfortunately, he gives it away under pressure. And Mount gives it back to Reece James. And here is Antonio Rudiger for Chelsea. 12 minutes gone. Everton 0, Chelsea 0 at Goodison Park. This vital game at both ends of the table. Chelsea certainly haven't secured a Champions League place yet. Here is Havertz. And he gives the ball to Reece James. Reece James dispossessed with the help of Damari Gray. And now Richarlison moving forward for Everton over the halfway line. Richarlison surrounded by 3 Everton players and is ultimately dispossessed. Thiago gave it to James. James gives it back to Thiago. And here's Jorginho now for Chelsea, just going over the halfway line. And here's Loftus-Cheek, and he gives it to Rudiger. And it's out of play by Anthony Gordon, and will be a throw into Chelsea. Well, the ball is thrown away there. It's actually been given to Everton. Chelsea throw the ball away there. No further action by the referee. And it'll be a throw into Everton midway inside their own half, which Alex Iwobi will take. And he launches the ball forward looking for Richarlison. Richarlison under pressure by Rudiger and Alonso, and he's mugged. And Chelsea will now come away with the ball with Aspilicueta. And here's Jorginho, and he gives the ball to Loftus-Cheek. And out wide to Rudiger. Chelsea holding 70% possession so far. Only 30% for Everton. So far, Chelsea haven't been able to do much with it, though. And here is Rudiger now, just inside his own half. Thiago gives the ball to Aspilicueta. Back to Thiago. And just over the halfway line to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And out on the far side to Kai Havertz. Havertz almost lost the ball, but he's able to win it back. And Loftus-Cheek now. Loftus-Cheek gives it to Jorginho. He's got Aspilicueta down on this near side. And Aspilicueta now is in front of him is Damari Gray. They're just having a little trouble trying to break down this Everton rear guard at the moment. And it's just played forward there looking for Havertz, but it's intercepted by Mina. And Chelsea do still have the ball. Here's Reece James, and the ball is just given away, and Mina ushers it back to Pickford, who rushes the clearance. And in the end, he just gives it back to Chelsea, and it's Rudiger now. And here's Thiago. And Thiago there, the ball played out wide by Mount to Reece James, back to Mount. And here is Kai Havertz down on this near side. And the referee has pulled play back for a foul on Mason Mount. And it will be a free kick to Chelsea. 15 minutes gone. Everton 0, Chelsea 0. Commentary services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their streaming, visit their website, melonapp.com. And It'll be a free kick to Chelsea now with Reece James over this one. He's about 10 yards outside the Everton penalty area. And it looks like it's going to be swung in by James. It is, but it's too close to Jordan Pickford. And that is meat and drink for the England international. And he throws it out. That's a smart throw out there, looking for Mikalenko. Mikalenko streaming over the halfway line, finds Damari Gray. He's inside the Chelsea penalty area, gets a shot away. And that's a first shot on target. Comfortable save by Edward Mendy down to his left-hand side. But that's the first real attempt on goal by either side in this first half. And Chelsea now will move away with the ball. And here's Cesar Azpilicueta. And here's Jorginho. Thiago. And he gives it to Rudiger on the far side. He's going to attempt to just move the ball forward. And it is Havertz that's dispossessed us there on the far side. And oh, that's a crunching challenge on Seamus Coleman. And that really should be our first yellow card of the game. And we're going to see just what action the referee is going to take here. And it is a yellow card for Antonio Rudiger. And there it is. I mean, that is a lunge. That is absolute. And it is shoved down by Coleman. He's not helping himself doing that. I understand he's frustrated with the tackle, but it doesn't do to respond like that. He's also the captain for Everton. But that really was a bad foul by Rudiger and worthy of the yellow card. He is now on his feet now. He's okay. It'll be a free kick to Everton. And the first disciplinary action of the game taken by Kevin Friend. And that goes to Antonio Rudiger. It's almost on the touchline. And it's going to be taken by Gordon. It's a long free kick, looking for Doucouré on the far side. But that's an excellent piece of defending there by Kai Havertz. And he now gives it to Mason Mount. And Chelsea looking for the break there, but it's excellent interception by Mason Holgate. Now that kind of breaks up the Chelsea attack, and Anthony Gordon now moving forward for Everton, but it's dispossessed. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek now moving forward for Chelsea. It's Timo Werner on the far side. He's got Coleman with him there, and that's an excellent interception by Iwobi as he tries to find Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Iwobi clears, and unfortunately it wasn't good enough or to an Everton player, and Mikalenko though tidies up at the back and gives it to Pickford, who just launches it left-footed. It'll do for Pickford, and Reece James attempts to turn Azpilicueta, but good defending by the experienced Spaniard, but he has injured himself in the process, and it didn't look like a foul, but it looks like he has injured himself, and he's on his feet now, but he's limping. Chelsea do have the ball back, and it's Jorginho who plays it over the halfway line to Mount, who gives it to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And here's Werner back to Loftus-Cheek. And here is Rudiger, who gives it to Jorginho. And it is out on the far side to Reece James, who gives it to Kai Havertz. Havertz plays it in field to Mount, who gets... Jorginho gives it back to Havertz. And the cross is attempted by Reece James, but it goes out of play, and we get the game's first corner. 19 minutes gone. Everton 0, Chelsea 0. The cross attempt there by Reece James was cut out, and we've got the first corner of the game now, which will go to Chelsea. And over the ball here now, Chelsea have got the big men in there. Rudiger, Loftus-Cheek, Mount, Thiago. They're all in there lurking with intent. And it is, the corner is taken in here, and it's just headed away there by Holgate, and Everton now just attempted to complete the clearance, and it is picked up by Timo Werner, and the ball goes. The ref is given a free kick as in actual fact, and 20 minutes gone. Everton 0, Chelsea 0. And Holgate now will take the free kick, and he goes back to Mina. Out onto the far side to Seamus Coleman. And Kai Havertz puts him under pressure and gets the ball out of play. And it will be a throw into Everton just inside their own half. And it is Alex Iwobi. launches the ball forward, and it finds Richarlison, who's under the pressure of 3 men. Back to Iwobi, and it's Damari Gray just holding the ball up here, looking for support. And here's Mina, gives it to Delph, and he goes back to Holgate. Holgate now going over the halfway line, and he gives it to Mikolenko. Mikolenko to Gray. He's under pressure. Damari Gray just trying to get past Cesar Azpilicueta. He does well. Excuse me, but the ball rolls away there. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And Jorginho now. Jorginho gives it back to Loftus-Cheek. And here is Rudiger now. 20 minutes gone, 21 minutes gone. Everton 0, Chelsea 0. We have been starved of chances really in the first 20 minutes. Everton have defended well and shut Chelsea down despite having most of the pressure. Despite having most of the possession. Everton really with the only real shot on goal, and that forced a smart save by Edward Mendy down to his left-hand side. And here's Thiago now. He launches the ball long, but he was looking for Kai Havertz, but Jordan Pickford was able to receive that, read that very easily and come out and pick up the ball. And I wonder what is running through the mind of Frank Lampard at the moment. He's already stated he's committed his future to Everton after whether they go down or not. And I'm sure Everton fans will be grateful for that. And it'll be a throw in now down on this near side. And almost on the halfway line, it'll be Reece James that takes it. And he gives it to Azpilicueta. And he gives it to Thiago. And here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And gives it to Antonio Rudiger. Thiago. Cesar Azpilicueta. And the ball is played to Timo Werner here, who plays it back to Mount. Mount gives it to Reece James. Reece James now. He's just trying to find a way past Richarlison, and he does, but it's given away there by, and Doucouré picks it up for Everton. And here now is Anthony Gordon. Excellent ball on the far side to Iwobi, but Rudiger is just going to get there ahead of him. And he plays it back to Mendy, and Mendy clears it out quickly. And here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek for Chelsea. Streaming over the halfway line now. Loftus-Cheek. He's got a bit of space. And he gives it to Mason Mount inside the Everton penalty area. Onto the far side there. An excellent cross. Headed away by Coleman. A fantastic piece of defending. But the ball is still bouncing around there. And here is Timo Werner. And it is dispossessed. And Chelsea win the ball back. And here's Delph. And he's intercepted. Tried to find Gordon, but it was intercepted by Alonso. And here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek for Chelsea. He gives it to Reece James. Out on the far side to Mason Mount. Mount waiting for James, who's overlapping. And he gives it back to Jorginho. Chelsea, patient build-up. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, far side to Alonso. Alonso gives it back to Rudiger. He's just got a bit of space as Alonso. And here is Jorginho, and he gives it back to Thiago. Azpilicueta. And here is Reece James. He's dispossessed there. Reece James wins the ball back. And Chelsea now inside the centre circle. It's Rudiger. Rudiger. It's Everton, Chelsea just having some real trouble breaking Chelsea down. Chelsea have had some real trouble breaking Everton down here. This defensive rearguard is set up strong, and Chelsea are having some issues in breaking them down. And so far, with 25 minutes gone, they haven't had a shot on goal yet. And here is Jorginho. Jorginho, Azpilicueta. And he gives it back to Thiago. And Rudiger out on the far side. Rudiger, the ball is long, looking for Reece James. And Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta gives it to Reece James. And again, Chelsea just cannot seem to find a way through here at the moment. Here's Rudiger. Back to Thiago. And he goes all the way back to Mendy. In fact, Mendy launches the ball long, looking for Werner, but that's easily intercepted by Mina, who finds Anthony Gordon, but he's dispossessed by Jorginho. And here's Werner is out of play, surely there. The referee will give a throw in. And the referee is calling some players over. He's calling Kai Havertz over and Yerry Mina. They seem to be having a disagreement between them. And the referee, Kevin Friend, is warning both of them to behave themselves if they don't want to go into the book. And you can see the two came together here. I don't know, a wrestling match, really. Havertz drops down way too easily. And it'll be a throw-in on the far side. You are listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. I'm your off-tube commentator, Paul James. You're listening to delayed coverage of Everton versus Chelsea. And it's a throw-in to Everton just inside their own half. And it's Iwobi. And he launches the ball forward. It's flicked on by Gordon to Richarlison. He gives it back to Doucouré, who gives it to Delph. Here's Holgate streaming forward. And Holgate now, he's got three Chelsea players in front of him. And he gives it to Mikalenko. Mikalenko launches a decent ball into the box. But Edward Mendy was looking for Richarlison there. But Edward Mendy read that very well and came to collect it. And it'll be Thiago from the back now to Azpilicueta. And he gives it to Mount. Nice skill by Mount, just getting the ball away from Fabian Delph. Mount gets the ball back there off Thiago Silva. Werner gives it to Reece James. James now, and going over the halfway line is Thiago. Chelsea, of course, in their change strips of yellow shirts with black trim, black socks, black shorts, and yellow socks. And Everton in their famous blue shirts and white shorts. There's a foul by Fabian Delph. And see the foul there on Jorginho. It was late. He's not happy with it, but it was definitely a foul. He went right through the side of him. In fact, I'm surprised he hasn't been booked. But there was no doubt about that. The ball goes out to play on the far side, and it's going to be another throw-in to be taken by Everton. And it's going to be Mikalenko. With the throw-in, we'll just take a look at some of the other scores for you around the Premier League. There is only one other game, in fact, going on right now in the Premier League, and that's Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leicester 0 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And the goal scorer was Harry Kane on the 22nd minute. Here's Everton now with Doucouré. Launches the ball forward, looking for Gordon, but good interception by Rudiger. And here is Mount, and he gives the ball to Jorginho. And it's Reece James. Reece James now trying to get the ball across. He'll get a second opportunity. It's all the way to the back post to Alonso. Alonso now, though, he's dispossessed. Excellent challenge there by Mina. And Anthony Gordon's got another bite at it now. Is he tripped there? It looked like it. Certainly, if he wasn't by Rudiger, he was by Jorginho, and the referee does give the free kick. And you can see that Thomas Tuchel is very animated on the far side. In fact, he's screaming at the fourth official, Andy Madley, there. And he needs to be careful because he's going to get booked. The referee's decision is made, and that's it. He goes down there, and again, this time by Jorginho. Jorginho claims he won the ball. He might have had a case, but the decision was made by the referee. And it's a free kick just inside their own half for Everton. And it's launched forward by Seamus Coleman. And up there is Yerry Mina. But Kai Havertz comes away with it, and he checks back to James. And here is Reece James again. Got a bit of space there. Again, the press by Everton is just kind of forcing Chelsea back a little bit. And here is Loftus-Cheek, and he gives the ball to Rudiger. Rudiger to Jorginho, gives it back to Thiago. And here's Aspilicueta, just sends the ball over the halfway line. And that's poor control by Havertz. And it's given away again by Everton there as well. So Chelsea do get a second bite to the cherry. Here's Rudiger. Havertz tries to turn him. In fact, the foul has been given against Havertz on Mina. And it will be a free kick to Everton. And today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. And Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JDAP Football, JB Sports, and Storm FM. And got a free kick now for Everton. Frank Lampard, he looks relaxed. And the ball is launched forward now, looking for Richarlison, but that's comfortably dealt with and headed on by Mina. It looks like it was Havertz arguing with Mina. It actually looks like it's a free kick given in favour of Everton. Havertz still arguing. And he's now complaining with Seamus Coleman. And now with the referee. And Havertz is Kevin Friend is warning him to keep quiet. And Everton will take the free kick. Taken by Wobie. Quickly finds Richarlison, who a nice flick onto Doucouré. Doucouré plays it across, but Thiago Silva deals with it quite easily. Puts his foot through it and launches it out of play. And the throw-in will be midway inside the Everton half. Here is Gordon. Gordon gets the shot away, and it's that was close. Gordon had a bit of space. He wasn't closed down enough, and he was able to get a shot away, which just goes past Mendy's left-hand post. It really wasn't a million miles away. It hit the stanchion behind the goal. He was given a bit too much space there, was Gordon. And he's certainly, in the last game I commentated on, which was against Liverpool in the Merseyside derby, he was very effective. And he started off quite well today as well. Here is Werner. And Havertz gives it to Werner. Werner out on the far side here, and he's challenged by Fabian Delph and knocked out of play. It will be a throw-in. Werner goes down, appears to have received a knock. He's carrying on, and here is Marcus Alonso with the throw-in. And it's level almost with the 6-yard box. Everton's 6-yard box. And Werner is still clutching his elbow. Looks like he just received a knock there, but he's going to carry on. He has the ball now, and he's under pressure from Iwobi, who plays the ball out of play. And the throw-in taken again. And here's Alonso. Under pressure on the far side. He's helped out by Mason Mount, but the linesman has given an offside. And it will be a free kick to Everton. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary1, and you can also like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. If you do enjoy this type of off-tube commentary, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification button so you do not miss a match going forward. 34 minutes gone. It's Everton 0, Chelsea 0. And so far we've had precious few chances. Only one shot on goal and one that just went wide from Anthony Gordon. Here's Pickford with the free kick. He launched it on. It's flicked on by Richarlison, but it's cleared up by Thiago Silva at the back. Smart play there by Silva, and he gives it to Alonso under pressure, who attempts to find Rudiger, but that is a good interception by Anthony Gordon. Sends it out of play for a Chelsea throw-in. And here is Jorginho. Jorginho's ball is wayward, and it's headed on. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And it's launched forward, but it's aimless and back to Pickford. And he plays it long to Iwobi. And Iwobi just not able to keep it in play. It'll be a throw-in to Chelsea. Throw-in taken quickly. And here's Rudiger, and oh, that was a bad ball. He gets another bite at the cherry, and he gives it to Alonso. And Chelsea being pressed at the back here by Everton, and the Everton fans appreciate this, and they're getting behind their team here. And this is excellent press by Everton, and Chelsea just trying to get the ball away. It's flicked on by Mount, and Everton win the ball back inside the Chelsea half. And here's Decore now, and Yerry Mina gives it back to Mount, and there's a collision again involving Mina, this time with Mason Mount, and Mount gets a yellow card. And Mount well, Azpilicueta's complaining very, very loudly, and he's arguing away now with Seamus Coleman, and Pickford's throwing in his 2 cents. He ought to stay out of it. It's nothing to do with him. Azpilicueta is still pushing and is arguing with the Everton players. And right now we've got, this is threatening to get out of control. The officials need to get in the way of this. Mendy's now coming. And now the referee is going to have to sort this out. Pickford and Coleman are complaining. The referee has already given the foul and given the yellow card to Mason Mount. And I feel that this is all very unnecessary. And Coleman now is being spoken to, along with looks like Cesar Azpilicueta, I think. The boat is being spoken to by Kevin Friends, and he's telling them now that they need to shut up and behave themselves. And in fact, he's going to start booking. And I'm just quite not sure who he waved that to. It looks like it gone to Azpilicueta, and it looked, yes. So he's booked Azpilicueta and probably Seamus Coleman as well. Yes, indeed. And it started with Mount pushing over Mina, but that was sufficiently punished by the referee with a yellow card. And then all of a sudden it just became unnecessary. And for Chelsea and for Everton, they've got 2 defenders now on unnecessary yellow cards. And we've got a free kick now for Everton. It's long, and Rudiger just gets in the way of that, gets it away, and it's cleared again, this time by Alonso, but it comes back. And Rudiger will attempt to go over there, and Richarlison's trying to come away with the ball from Rudiger. No mean feat. Here's Iwobi, and Gordon now has it on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area, but he's dispossessed by Jorginho and followed suit. Here's Chelsea now. And here is Havertz, but he attempts to get the ball away from Iwobi, but he's not successful. It goes out of play for a throw-in. Well, that's a claim of the handball there. That landed on Rudiger's arm. I'm not sure he really knew anything about it. And Azpilicueta now. And it's back to Thiago. 7 minutes to go till half-time. It's Everton 0, Chelsea 0. And the ball is out wide now with Mason Mount. And he plays it forward, looking for Kai Havertz, who's under pressure there. His ball is a tame one, and it's cleared away by Mikolenko. But Chelsea do pick the ball back. And here is Reece James. And Rudiger gives it out to Alonso on the far side. Reece James now. And he gives it to Jorginho. Azpilicueta. Out to Havertz, and now back to Mount under pressure. Mount gives it to Cesar Azpilicueta. Here's Reece James. He's going all the way back. And he gives it to Rudiger. And he gives it to Jorginho. Jorginho. The pass wasn't great, but it's picked up by Reece James. And Azpilicueta, and back to Reece James. Reece James plays it forward looking for Havertz, but good work by Mason Holgate. Clears it out of play. And commentary services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their streaming. Visit their website, www.melonapp.com. And it's out onto the far side now to Rudiger. and it's picked up by Alonso, and it is Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Azpilicueta. And Havertz is dispossessed and fouled. He's holding on to the ball. Richarlison is trying to get the ball back. The free kick has been given to Everton. I think. I don't know why Kai Havertz was clinging a hold of that ball, and he gets shoved by Mason Holgate. And Havertz is well. I get the feeling Havertz is really creating a rod for his own back in this game. He slips there and he's holding the ball. And Richarlison is trying to get the ball back off him, and he won't give it back up. And now Everton finally do take the free kick. It's launched long, and it's Richarlison now. Richarlison's got the ball here. He's just outside the penalty area. He does get the cross in, but it's wayward and goes over the crossbar for a goal kick. Everton 0, Chelsea 0. And we're inside the last 4 minutes of this first half at Goodison Park, which it has to be said has been lacking in chances, and there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for either side. Everton particularly have defended extremely well in this first half. They've really shut Chelsea down, and Chelsea have not been able to force Pickford into any kind of save. Everton in turn have really only forced one save out of Edward Mendy. Mendy with the goal kick, and it's over the halfway line, and it's back now with Rudiger. You can see the attempts here: 3 attempts by Everton, 2 by Chelsea, and only 1 on target. But there is a 75% possession advantage for Chelsea, but they just haven't done enough with it. Now then, what can they do with this? Here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He gives it to Werner. Werner, a superb challenge by the captain, Seamus Coleman. Excellent interception, stopping Werner from getting the cross. But it's still Chelsea now. And here's Alonso. Alonso with a shot, and it's blocked by Mina. And here it's cleared away now by Delph. But good defending again by Everton. First by Coleman, and then by Delph with the block. And here now is Chelsea coming forward with Azpilicueta. He gives the ball there to Jorginho, launches the cross in, but there's too much on that. It goes out of play. And with 2 minutes left in this first half, it is still 0-0. And in the other game in the Premier League today at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is Tottenham Hotspur 1, Leicester City 0. Still that 22nd minute Harry Kane goal, the difference there. Be a goal kick now. And it is. I suspect Frank Lampard will be happy with Everton's display in the first half, especially defensively. Although it is clear that Everton really do need the win here. And the ball is just bouncing around in midfield right now. It's brought down by Delph, and he gives it to Iwobi. Iwobi, it's launched long, looking for Gray. He's got a bit of space. Gray, the cross comes in, but it was too high and a little bit too much on it. But Mikalenko picks it up on the far side, and he's under pressure there by Reece James. He does go down, and the ball goes out of play for an Everton throw-in. And Mikalenko now has the throw-in for Everton. He's choosing to give it up. It's probably going to be a long throw-in now by Mason Holgate, but we'll see. Mina, and this is again by Havertz, clattering into Yerry Mina. I'm not sure what Havertz's intention is here, but here's Mason Holgate. And he now is going to do that long throw into the box, and it's bouncing around there, and Gordon picks it up. He gives it back to Holgate. He'll get a chance to cross one in, but that's a good interception by Mason Mount, and Everton will get another throw-in. We're approaching stoppage time at the end of the first half, still 0-0. What we're going to see here now, how much time we're going to have. Holgate with a throw-in. And it's come to the edge of the box to Doucouré, and it's blocked. And Andy Madley waves 2 minutes additional time at the end of this first half. It's a throw-in to Everton, so we're going to play an additional 2 minutes. and it is Alex Iwobi. And Iwobi gives it to Damari Gray. He's under pressure there by Alonso. But it's picked up by Richarlison in the penalty area. And his ball, maybe Anthony Gordon wasn't expecting it, but he just wasn't ready to receive that pass. And it's cleared by Chelsea. And it's Mina now picking up the ball. And here's Iwobi again. Everton pressing now at the end of this first half. Iwobi tries to find Richarlison, but a good interception by Alonso. And it's cleared again by Chelsea. Here's Anthony Gordon. Iwobi's ball is given away. And it's a nice pass through to Havertz, but that's well intercepted by Mina. And, well, let's just see what the referee has given there, because it looks like he may have given a free kick. But it was knocked behind, I think. Mount is down right now. He's on his feet. And we're going to get another yellow card given out here. And it may be for, yes. Oh, that's a challenge there. Just take a look at that again. Yeah. Well, the referee waves a card to Fabian Delph for that challenge. It does look a lot worse in slow motion. It actually wasn't that bad, I don't think. And Chelsea will have the free kick right the way back into their own half. We've played the 2 minutes here now, and it'll be the free kick. I suspect Kevin Friend will blow for half time as soon as this free kick is taken. And it goes to, and he does indeed, it is half time. And here at Goodison Park, it is Everton 0, Chelsea 0. And the first half has been very void of any chances, really, for both teams, with only one shot on goal, forcing the goalkeeper into any real save. Everton have defended well, but will have to come out in the second half a little bit more positively if they do want to take all 3 points here. Chelsea still unable to break down the Everton defence despite the mass amount of possession. So at half-time here, it is Everton 0, Chelsea 0, and you've been listening to the Commentary Hub. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the second half, everybody. It is the Chelsea team coming out right now for the second half, and we're going to just examine and see if there's been any changes at all made by Thomas Tuchel to this Chelsea team that so far has had great difficulty in breaking down this Everton defence. And just a look at the Everton fans there. There's still a strain on their face right now. They know they must win today, um, really, because 5 points behind Leeds and Burnley. Just a reminder, Everton's remaining games after today are Leicester away, Watford away, Brentford at home, Crystal Palace at home, and Arsenal away. You have to believe that Watford, Brentford, and Crystal Palace are winnable for Everton. For Leeds, Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal away, Chelsea at home, Brighton at home, and Brentford away. Brighton at home and Brentford away are winnable for Leeds, you have to say. For Burnley, it's Villa at home, Spurs away, Villa away, and Newcastle at home. There's possibly another, perhaps 6 points there if they could do the double over Villa. Spurs, I don't see Burnley getting anything there, although they have already beaten them at Turf Moor this season. Newcastle at home, I think, is a match that they can possibly draw. So I would say, as it stands, it looks like Burnley are in a better position right now in terms of the race to safety. I actually see Leeds as being in the most danger right now. But the second half is about to get underway here, and Chelsea will be attacking the goal to our left in the second half. And Everton, of course, will be attacking the Gladys Street end here at Goodison Park. Chelsea get the game underway, the second half underway, and there has been no changes. And here is Thiago, and he launches the ball down on the far side to Mason Mount. Mount gives it back to Thiago, and Chelsea now moving forward. And it looks like there has in fact been a substitution, although it's not been announced here. Just give me one. Yes, Kovacic has come on for Chelsea. Jorginho has gone off. So there has been one substitution. Mateo Kovacic has come on, and Jorginho has come off. So that's a half-time change for Thomas Tuchel to try to help Chelsea unlock this Everton defence. Oh, and it's given away and a real chance now. And it's Richarlison, and it's 1-0 Everton. Well, a sloppy defending there by Chelsea. A dreadful error has just gifted Everton a one-goal lead in the first 2 minutes of the second half. Well, we're going to take a look at this again. That was an absolutely criminal error, and I believe it was by the captain, Cesar Azpilicueta. We will just take a look at this again. And some flares thrown on the pitch, and Richarlison throws it back into the crowd. But let's have a look at the error here. Oh dear, it is Cesar Azpilicueta here. That's an unfortunate error, and Richarlison is onside. It was played on by Damari Gray. Let's have a look here again. But I've no doubt that this goal will stand. Azpilicueta it bounced off Richarlison's leg. It bounced to Gray, and Gray just played it to Richarlison. You'll see it again here. Oh dear, it was intercepted. Gray then played the pass to Richarlison, and he slipped it under Edward Mendy's left-hand side, and Everton take a vital one-goal lead in the fight for survival. And how priceless could this goal prove to be for Everton? And we're going to get the game back underway again now. And Chelsea are going to have to try to break Everton down now, because at this point, they still haven't secured a Champions League place as of yet. And their inconsistency lately is fairly evident. Here's Richarlison to Gordon. Out on the far side to Mikalenko. And here's Gray. And it's hooked away by Alonso. And moving forward now, here's Mount. Mount has got Werner up there with him, but that ball by Mount is a bad one. And Coleman now charging forward, and he's trying to just get inside Alonso this time, but Alonso defends well and knocks the ball out of play. But a good run by the skipper there, Seamus Coleman. And as it stands now, Everton are 2 points outside Burnley and Leeds. And Everton now, you have to look at them as now being, if they can win this game, you have to think that they themselves have a real chance. Comes back to Decore now. Decore, and he gives it. Oh, it's a chance. Oh, and it's over the crossbar from Mikalenko. Oh, what an opportunity. Oh, this is Anthony Gordon here. And it's knocked on, and Decore gives it to Mikalenko. Oh, what a chance to make it 2-0. Oh, will he live to regret that chance? That should have been 2-0, and Lampard knows it. And what a chance there for Everton. And now Chelsea are coming forward, and here's Kovacic, and he gives the ball now to Reece James. On the far side to Havertz. And back to Kovacic. Kovacic gives it to Mason Mount, intercepted by Iwobi. And Rudiger now for Chelsea, looking for options available to him. And here is Thiago, and it's back with Cesar Azpilicueta, who made that dreadful error that has helped give Everton the 1-goal lead. Kovacic. And here's Azpilicueta. And Kovacic. Out on the far side to Rudiger. And Alonso there now. He plays it to Werner. Werner under pressure from Coleman. Plays it back to Alonso. And he plays it there to Mount. Mount plays the ball across, but there is nobody there. Chasing it now down is Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta trying to get inside Mikalenko. He's still there, and it's challenged out of play by Damari Gray, who goes down. He looks like he's injured. But it's a good challenge there that stopped Azpilicueta, and it will be a corner to Chelsea. Well, Havertz is in there. Azpilicueta's in there. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is in there. So is Rudiger. The ball comes across, and it's bouncing around. It's flicking around in there. And here's Rudiger, and he's under pressure by Iwobi. Iwobi comes away with the ball and clears it. And Kovacic will pick it up just inside his own half. Everton 1, Chelsea 0. 6 minutes gone in the second half. And here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Gives it to Azpilicueta. And here is Havertz. And now here is Kovacic. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Out on the far side to Rudiger. Rudiger to Werner. Werner to Alonso. And Alonso gives it back to Mount, and it's back with Loftus-Cheek, and out on the far side to Thiago. Thiago launches the cross in and is looking for Azpilicueta, but what a fine piece of defending by Alex Iwobi, and he just ushers the ball out of play. The cross was a good one by Thiago. It was almost right on the foot of Alonso, but great defending by Alex Iwobi, and it'll be a corner to Chelsea. It's launched in. Rudiger coming in late, but the header is wide, and it will be a goal kick. And you are listening to the alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by the Commentary Services. Be a goal kick to Everton now. And you can hear the noise inside Goodison Park as the Everton fans get behind their team and try to urge them to safety in what has been a nightmare season for them. And the goal kick to be taken now by Jordan Pickford. And Chelsea, for their own part, they have to try to find a way back in this game. because they are by no means secure for a Champions League place as of yet, although it does look good for them. And here's Reece James. Reece James gives it to Havertz on the far side, who just really hasn't been effective at all today. Here's Rudiger. And he gives it to Kovacic. Kovacic to Loftus-Cheek. Back to Kovacic. Kovacic slips, but he does manage to find Rudiger and keep possession for Chelsea. Rudiger finds Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva, ball out onto the far side. And here's Cesar Azpilicueta. Havertz under pressure on the far side, dispossessed by Gray. And it actually comes off Havertz last for a throw into Everton. I do wonder at what point will Thomas Tuchel look at bringing on possibly Lukaku or Pulisic. Be a throw into Everton. In the other game in the Premier League, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it is still Tottenham 1, Leicester City 0. And here, it's just cleared away there. Thomas and Rudiger now has it. He plays it all the way back to Mendy. And here is Kovacic. Kovacic over the halfway line for Chelsea. And it's out wide to Loftus-Cheek. And here is Cesar Azpilicueta. The ball is a disappointing one. And it is out of play for Chelsea. 10 minutes gone in the second half. It is Everton 1, Chelsea 0. Thomas Tuchel looks very strained there at the moment. The second half possession has been 88% for Chelsea, but one mistake by Cesar Azpilicueta had let in Richarlison, who is our goal scorer so far. And Jordan Pickford now will begin to take his time here. And he clears the ball downfield. And it's flicked on by Richarlison. He wins it back. Goes out on the far side. That's a foul, surely. And a free kick. And that was really a rather silly free kick to give away because Richarlison was going away from goal. He was heading to the corner. It was a very unnecessary free kick, but it will be a free kick to Everton. And it will be level, almost level, with the Chelsea penalty area. And we'll see. You can see basically the Everton fans behind that goal in the Gladys Street end are making so much noise. And the free kick to be taken here. Anthony Gordon is over this, so is Mikalenko. And it's not going to be Mikalenko. It is in fact going to be Gordon. Long ball to the back post, but it just sails out of play. And the ball goes to be a goal kick to Everton. Commentary services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JDAC Football, JB Sports and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. If you do enjoy this type of off-tube commentary, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Commentary Hub, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any games going forward. And it's Chelsea have possession now inside their own half. And here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek streaming forward. Ruben Loftus-Cheek fouled surely there. And the referee gives a free kick. Looks like the foul may have been by Mikalenko. And be a free kick now inside, just inside their own half in the centre circle for Chelsea. And they take it quickly. Here's Kovacic. And here there is Marcus Alonso. He gives it back to Rudiger. Thiago. Loftus-Cheek. And that ball is out there to to Reece James. And here is Havertz. He seems to find himself out on that out on that right hand side very often. And here is Rudiger, and it's Alonso. Werner. Werner just trying to cut inside into the penalty area, not successful. Alonso still has it, dinks the ball into the box. And it comes now to Mount. Oh, it's almost there. It hits the post. And it's come back in. And it is. Is he kept out? The referee is looking. It's a corner. It's a super save by Jordan Pickford. A match-saving save. Let's look at this again. The cross comes in. It is Mount, first of all. It hits the inside of the post and the other post. And then the shot comes in. And somehow Pickford keeps it out in an outstanding save. One of the saves of the season. And it'll be a corner to Chelsea. Chelsea swings out the cross in, and there's the header by Rudiger. Rudiger! Oh, another fantastic save! How did he keep that out? Jordan Pickford. And he's injured. He's down. Oh, Jordan Pickford could. Those two saves could be worth millions of pounds. The cross comes in. The header is, in fact, originally by Loftus-Cheek. Rudiger then had a super chance on the back post. And, oh, yes, it was straight square in the face of Pickford. Obviously, it was a superb save, but it was square in the face of the England international. And he's now just recovering. Mikolenko's down as well. And obviously now you've got concussion considerations to take into effect. But he's definitely stunned by that. But you can see this. Look at this. What a superb! The first shot hits both posts. That save is incredible. That first save there from the follow-up is absolutely incredible. And Mount's shot there, what a superb save. And then the second one from Rudiger from the corner was outstanding. And Pickford could very well. Wow, and there is one of the most famous goalkeepers, Petr Cech, who looks at that, who must be impressed with that. But what a sensational piece of goalkeeping by Jordan Pickford. I have to say, I'm almost left speechless with that. But it'll be another corner to Chelsea. He now has just seemed to got his feet under him. He looks okay, does Jordan Pickford now. He's just organising his defence. Mikolenko, on the other hand, is now coming off. I think he's just receiving some treatment. I don't think he's being substituted. But what you have to wonder whether it's going to be Chelsea's day when you see something like that. Two amazing saves. And it'll be a corner now to Chelsea as they batter on the Everton door. And Pickford is still trying to organise his defence. And the cross comes in. And it's bouncing around there. Almost fell to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Here's Reece James. It's blocked excellently by Decore. And Kovacic picks up the ball now, launches it forward. But it's picked up by Fabian Delph, who gives it to Decore, who in turn gives it to Richarlison. The break is on for Everton. Here's Richarlison. He's inside the penalty area. Squared across, looking for Gray, but it's an excellent piece of defending. And here is Richarlison again, and he launches across in, and it's knocked behind by the goalkeeper, Edward Mendy. But what a superb piece of defending, an inspired run by Richarlison. And he cuts the ball across there, and it's actually Thiago with the defending there, stopping the ball from coming to Gray, what would have been an easy tap-in. Richarlison gets another opportunity here, and the goalkeeper does well there. Actually, it actually hits Gray rather than Thiago. And we're having a VAR check for a potential penalty here. And you can see Richarlison is... And I'm just going to see here. It looks like there is... I don't know if that check is complete now or whether the referee is just having a word with some of the players, Yerry Mina and Decore. Okay, well, it looks like that check is in fact complete and it is no penalty. So Anthony Gordon now with the corner. And it's swung in and headed out there by Ruben Loftus-Cheek, only as far as Gray. Gives it back to Gordon. Gordon now, a little bit of space to run. He gets a cross in. Oh, and a claim of handball against Reece James. A loud claim by the Everton players. I'm going to need to have another look at that, but it looked like it might have struck Reece James' arms, but they were by the side. I don't believe they were in an unnatural position, so so far there's no check on that. And here's Mendy. The crowd are not happy with it, but I think it's safe to say that he had his hands by his feet, so I don't believe that that's going to be given. It's hands by his side, rather, so I don't believe that's going to be given. And here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek now. Chelsea trying to improve on their first half performance. They've had one or two chances already that have been blocked out by some amazing goalkeeping. And here's Kai Havertz and Cesar Azpilicueta back to Reece James. Got a bit of space and time. Reece James, quick 1-2 with Azpilicueta, and it's launched long in there. And it's headed on by Werner, and it's easy that time for Jordan Pickford. Well, that was a cross in by Werner. Oh well, I mean, yeah, it's the cross. You can see the cross to do. We'll get another look at that. There possibly on Gray from Thiago, but I think the ball hitting the hand there. I don't think that was a penalty, but it did look like there was some contact on Gray. It has to be said. And here's Kovacic. And here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who gives it to Azpilicueta and to Reece James. 65 minutes gone. Everton still leading by a goal to nil against Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel has resisted making any further changes. Here's Mason Mount. And here is Kovacic. And here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. The shot coming in by Rudiger in actual fact. And it's over the crossbar. And it does look like there are going to be some changes here, in fact. And it looks like Hakim Ziyech is coming on for Chelsea. And we'll just see if there's anybody else coming on with him. But Hakim Ziyech is coming on. And we're just going to take a look now at who it is who will be replacing Ziyech. Who Ziyech will be replacing. He's now over by the touchline. He's ready to go. And I don't know if the referee is just going to continue playing. The win probability is now 66% Everton, 26% draw, and 8% Chelsea win. Well, Pickford now clears the ball downfield. It's important to note that if Everton win today, it will be their third straight home win against Chelsea. And here is Alonso, and it's back to Rudiger. Commentary Services would like to thank our official streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their website, melonapp.com. And here is James. James gives it to Kovacic, who in turn sends it out to Mason Mount, and Mount gets the ball back off Alonso. And he gives it back here, and here's Alonso. Rudiger. And here is Kovacic, and he gives it to... and there's a header by Havertz, but it's wide. He should have done better than that. It was almost a free header. The cross came in from Kovacic, and yes, he should have hit the target from there. A striker of his caliber. That's well wide. That's disappointing from Havertz. And it looks like the coming on here also is Christian Pulisic. Pulisic comes on for Azpilicueta, and Werner comes off for Hakim Ziyech. So Timo Werner is off, and Christian Pulisic is on, and Azpilicueta is off, and Hakim Ziyech is on, completing 3 substitutions for Chelsea. And Romelu Lukaku will have to wait another day. And here's Pulisic now on the ball, and he gives it to Loftus-Cheek. Oh, Kovacic's pass is not good enough. Here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Back to Reece James. Out onto the far side is Pulisic. Reece James. And here is Rudiger. Back to Thiago. Desperate to break Everton down here. Thiago gives it to Reece James. Pulisic. Back to James. Out on the far side to Rudiger. And Alonso. Alonso runs into Iwobi. Kovacic picks up. Oh, it's a free kick, in fact. That is considered an obstruction there by Iwobi. He doesn't agree. It seems Alonso ran into Iwobi, to be honest, and Hakim Ziyech is over it on the far side. And it'll be a free kick to Everton. It is Everton 1, Chelsea 0. 20 minutes left in this crunch game. If Everton can hang on, what a shot in the arm this will be for their survival. Reece James swings it in, and it's headed out of play by Mason Holgate, or is it? Hakim Ziyech keeps it in play, and it looks like the referee has blown up for something. In fact, it'll be a goal kick. Ziyech can't believe it. He felt it came off the Everton defender. Allen is coming on for Everton now, and Fabian Delph is being replaced. So it's a like-for-like change in midfield. And Allen will be on for Everton. Well, Fabian Delph has had a quiet game, but he's done the little things right. He's been effective in a lot of ways. He'll be replaced now. And Allen will be on for Everton with 20 minutes to go in this one. And it's Everton 1, Chelsea 0. Thomas Tuchel resisting the opportunity to bring on Romelu Lukaku. And it's picked up by Thiago here, who just hooks it out of play. And it will be a throw into Everton, almost midway inside the Chelsea half. And Richarlison there, the goal scorer. He's been effective all the way through this game today. And there's Richarlison, just bounces off and goes out of play. And will in fact be a throw-in, and will be in fact be a throw-in to Everton. So it must have also come off Reece James. Here's Richarlison, and it just goes out of play. And it'll be a corner. And Everton now bringing Iwobi forward. Yerry Mina going forward. You've got to think a second goal, what this would do for Everton. And corner will be taken on the far side. Richarlison's in there. Doucouré's in there. Mina's in there. Holgate, Iwobi, all lurking with intent. And the corner comes in. It's a disappointing one, and it's headed away. And here's a chance for Richarlison, but a good piece of defending by Reece James. And he hooks it clear, but not far enough, only as far as Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon cuts inside on the penalty area, but it's just cleared away there by Kai Havertz. Not far enough, though, because here's Demarai Gray, and he finds Doucouré. Doucouré is flicked on by Gray, but only goes straight through to Edward Mendy. Richarlison is still down. He's clutching his foot. And it is kicked out of play by Rudiger. He's put it out of play, but he's not completely comfortable, I think, with Richarlison going down in the penalty area. You're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. This is delayed coverage of Everton and Chelsea off-tube commentary. I am your off-tube commentator, Paul James. Today's Player of the Match sponsor on the Hub is sponsored by Commentary Services. And we've got Richarlison down right now. He's just being looked over by the Everton physio. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JDAC Football, JB Sports and Storm FM. Some famous old Everton names there, Peter Reid and Joe Royal, coming up on our screens there. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary One Live, and you can like our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. If you do like this off-tube commentary, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube page, The Commentary Hub, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you don't miss a match going forward. Commentary Services would also like to thank our streaming partner for this season, Melon. Visit their streaming app, www.melonapp.com. And you're not missing any action right now. Richarlison is still being looked over. And he has actually just gone out of play right now, but he is back on his feet, and we get the game back underway. And just to let you know, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Tottenham have doubled their lead. A goal on 60 minutes by Son Heung-min is the difference there. And Richarlison comes back on. Chelsea have been given the ball back. He's just limping a little bit uncomfortably there, and it'll be a goal kick now to Chelsea. And the ball goes long there by Rudiger, and it is a free kick, in fact, to Chelsea. A free kick to Everton. Havertz goes down, but he was the one that committed the foul. He can't really believe it, but that's really the way it is. He's been tussling with Mina all afternoon. You can see he has a handful of Mina's shirt. It's most definitely a free kick to Everton. And I think finally, I thought for a second there the referee was finally going to give Havertz a yellow card. It does not look like he is. I think the way Havertz has been conducting himself today has warranted a yellow card, but he has not, in fact, been given one. But Alonso has. Again, that is not the best situation for Chelsea. Another defender on a yellow card, probably for dissent. And with 15 minutes left, Everton still in this commanding lead. And it might be worth saying that really 38 points might be the survival rate at this stage. And here is Havertz now, and he gives the ball on the far side to Pulisic, and Havertz loses it, but Pulisic re-wins it back, but it's good defending by Alan. And Chelsea have the ball back with Reece James. And here is Rudiger. And the ball now is with Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and he gives it out wide to Marcus Alonso. Looks like he was tripped there by Iwobi, and the free kick is given. And it is now a free kick to Chelsea, I would say about 10 yards outside the Everton penalty area. Hakim Ziyech is over it. The referee just moves it a little bit further wide. And it looks like Hakim Ziyech is going to swing it in. And he swings it in there. And the ball goes right across the penalty area and hooked out of play by Mikalenko just to be on the safe side. It was a really good ball into the box. And the Chelsea players were perhaps a little bit slow to react. And it'll be a corner on the far side now to Chelsea. And it looks like it'll be swung in by Pulisic. Pulisic swings the ball in, and there's a header on by Rudiger. It's bouncing around there, but Yerry Mina doesn't mess around. He clears it downfield, puts his boot right through it, and Mendy has it. He gives it to Kovacic. Kovacic gives the ball to Reece James, as Chelsea again press forward, looking for an equaliser. Really, the two best chances in the second half was denied outstandingly by Jordan Pickford. And here's Marcus Alonso being pressed back there and goes all the way back to Mendy, and Chelsea will have to start again. And here is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Might be Solomon Rondon just preparing himself down on the far side. Chelsea continue with this patient build-up. It's out to Rudiger. Can Rudiger deliver something into the box here? It's a good one. And Pickford goes up to try to punch it, and he doesn't get much distance on it, but he's helped out by his defence there, and it's hooked away. And here is Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek now got a bit of space in front of him. Tries a shot. Oh, another superb save by Jordan Pickford. Oh, Ruben Loftus-Cheek let fly on that one. And it is another superb save by the England international. And you can see that. Oh, it's just turned on. It was a super save. And yes, he did see it early, but it was a good save. Richarlison is coming off, and it looks like it's probably going to be Solomon Rondon that's coming on. And Richarlison, who's been absolutely outstanding today, worked so hard, and he is limping off now. And it is Solomon Rondon that will be his replacement. What a superb performance today by Richarlison. Gets a handshake and a hug from his manager. And it'll be a corner to Chelsea. And here is Mason Mount. Gives it to Reece James. Back to Alonso. Alonso launches the ball in. Flicked on there by Havertz, but to no avail. Here's Havertz again. Everton fans claim handball. The referee plays on. Rudiger has a second bite at the cherry. And here is Kovacic. And he gives it to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Long ball across the middle and headed on to Jordan Pickford. And again, Jordan Pickford in this second half has just been outstanding. Made 3 world-class saves, it has to be said. And in about 5 or 6 minutes, I am going to be making my decision on the player of the match. And looking at the attempts by Chelsea, they've had 11, but only 3 in the second half on target. And of course, all saved by some remarkable goalkeeping. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek loses it, and here comes Gray. And it's given to Seamus Coleman. Coleman launches the ball forward, and it's a long ball for Rondon to chase, and it will just go out of play. Rudiger gives the ball to his goalkeeper. They're going to have to hurry now at Chelsea if they're going to get back into this game. And here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And he gives it to Reece James. And Pulisic back to James. And it's Rudiger here now. Rudiger has got a bit of space and time. Everton look very organised defensively today. They have been all the way throughout the game. And here is Kovacic, who gives it to Loftus-Cheek, who in turn gives it to Reece James. And out on the far side is Cesar Azpilicueta. His cross was kind of blocked, and it'll be hooked away by James, by Gray. And here's Thiago, gives it back to Rudiger as Chelsea press forward again. Rudiger. And here is Reece James. Well, I have to say, if Everton continue to play like this in their remaining games, I think they're going to be safe. Here's Pulisic, and it's clear, but not far enough. Reece James launches the ball in, and Iwobi just chests it back to Pickford. And again, Havertz causing trouble, shoving away. And look, it's high time the referee booked Havertz, and here it is. It's about time. And Kevin Friend is now finally going to book Havertz, and he could have booked him several times in this first half. And finally, he's shown the yellow card. And he just goes in again, unnecessarily on Pickford. Pickford had the ball in his hands, and he shoves Yerry Mina again. Yerry Mina, it has to be said, goes down a little bit easy for such a big man. Yeah, Havertz should have been in the book a long time ago in my mind. And I'm actually surprised that Thomas Tuchel hasn't taken him off, because he's not been effective, and he's just really just been pushing and shoving and really complaining at the referee. And I do find it strange that Tuchel didn't make that decision, but who am I? I'm just a football fan doing off-tube commentary today. Here is Thiago now, and Kovacic, and he gives it to Havertz, who is dispossessed, and Mount. And Mount tries to win the ball back here, but here's Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon now, and he went to play the ball forward, and he goes down maybe perhaps a little bit easy there. Kevin Friend not interested, and waves play on, and Chelsea now. And here is Pulisic. Good ball by Pulisic into the box, but there's nobody there for Chelsea. And what an opportunity that was. And Pickford came out and collect that, and can now take his time as we head in to the last 5 minutes of this game. And I am going to give my man of the match here in just my player of the match in just a few moments here. Here's Solomon Rondon. He's just over by the corner flag. It looks like he's going to hold the ball there. Actually, he moves away. Here's Rondon. And he gives the ball there to oh, here's a chance! Oh, what a chance by Damari Gray! He just sent it over the bar. And it was Decore's pass. Gray tucks inside. Mendy was beating all ends up, but it's just a little bit too high and goes just over the crossbar. And that would have settled it, it has to be said. And here now come Chelsea. And here's Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Gives it to Gray. And Antonio Rudiger. He's got a bit of space in front of him. And he gives it to Thiago. And here's Reece James. Out on the far side to Hakim Ziyech. Ziyech back to James. James crosses in. It's disappointing and easily headed away. And here's Solomon Rondon. And he's just running at and Solomon Rondon still has it. He has Decore with him. The pass was a disappointing one, but Decore wins it back. And he gives it to Anthony James now. Anthony James scuttling away down this side. Here's Anthony James. He's got Gray in the middle. Anthony Gordon. Oh, and he plays the ball across. And he just misses everybody. And it's not Gray. I'm sorry, it was Anthony Gordon. And the ball is long now. And Chelsea will break forward. And Havertz plays it infield. And the ball is forward by Mount. And here's a chance now for Pulisic. Forced out wide. And he plays the ball off Seamus Coleman. And it will be a corner to Chelsea. Everton fans urging their team on. And you'll see here that Pulisic, it was a smart move by Pulisic. He wasn't really going anywhere and he was falling off balance, and he plays it off the defender. And oh yes, you can see what Gordon was trying to do there. Playing it to Solomon Rondon. He tried to backheel and it didn't work. Alonso with a corner, and it's headed out by Holgate. And Chelsea will have to try to rebuild. Gray working with it. I think it's time for me to give you my player of the match. And the player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services today, must go to Jordan Pickford. Those 3 saves, particularly the first 2, could help keep Everton in the Premier League. So my player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Everton and England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, and it will be a throw-in now to Everton. And the Everton fans can feel it. They can feel this vital 3 points. The Gladys Street end making so much noise right now. and Iwobi. Um, and Iwobi plays it long with the throw-in, and it just eventually goes back to the goalkeeper from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Chelsea have got 2 minutes left plus stoppage time. They are running out of time. Since those 3 saves, they haven't really created much, although they've had so much more of the ball. Here's Mason Mount out on the far side to save Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta gets the ball across, touched away by Pickford. Here's Alonso. The shot comes in again, this time by Ziyech, but it's blocked by the Everton defence, and they will break forward now with Anthony Gordon. He's got Solomon Rondon along up with him. Here's Gordon. Gordon will go his own with the shot, and a good save by Edward Mendy, and it is still 1-0. Anthony Gordon breaking forward so well there. Solomon Rondon was pressing to keep up, but he cut inside and went on his own and forced a good save from Edward Mendy. And again, just touching again on Pickford, that flick from Pickford just kept the ball away from the 2 Chelsea forwards. And when the shot came in, it was a superb block. And it'll go out of play, and we are inside the last minute now. We're in the 90th. We're going to see how much injury time in a moment that Andy Madley's going to add on. And here is Hakim Ziyech, and it's Reece James. Reece James gives the ball out on the far side to Pulisic. And it's Mount. Mount launches the ball in, and it's headed away by Alan. And just there is Anthony Gordon, and Anthony Gordon just gives the ball away to Pulisic. And Chelsea now move forward, and Hakim Ziyech not able to control it. It's cleared away by Yerry Mina, and we have 7 minutes of injury time. And there's a chorus of boos around Goodison Park. And I don't know where the 7 minutes have come from, to be perfectly honest. I know Richarlison was down for a while, but 7 minutes it is. And that's the decision by Andy Madley, and they are not happy with this. Dele Alli looks like he's preparing to come on. Last substitution for Everton. And let's see who it is who is in fact coming off. Looks like it's Damari Gray. The substitution not allowed to be taken yet. Chelsea moving forward with Kovacic. And he's got a bit of space in front of him. Chelsea have really lacked any penetration and creativity in this game for large parts of it, despite the amount of possession that they've had. And here is James. James, the ball is disappointing once again, highlighting my point really of how Chelsea have been disappointing with the final ball in the box today. The creativity, it's just lacked a lot of penetration and just a lot of general idea. And here is Rudiger now for Chelsea. They seem to be all out of ideas. Here's Reece James. The ball on the far side to Pulisic. He's got a bit of space. Here's Pulisic again. And he gives it there to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Oh, and here's a chance. Kovacic now, maybe. Kovacic with a shot, and another fine save by Pickford. And he just got down to his right-hand side smartly there to make the save. And he is letting his defence know to stay awake. And, well, if it hadn't been for Pickford, here's Kovacic with the ball in. It's long, and it's picked up by Jordan Pickford. Chelsea, what I will say, despite their general lack of creativity, they have had 4 very good chances. And this, again, is a super save by our player of the match, Jordan Pickford. Smart. It was only 8 yards out. And what a game he has had today. And it's Everton 1, Chelsea 0. We're inside the 3rd minute of injury time. And his clearance is out onto the far side and out of play. And Richarlison there, the goal scorer, who himself has had a wonderful game. And finally, that change will be made. Damari Gray is coming off, and coming on is, in fact, Dele Alli. And as you can see, Dele Alli has been outstanding today. And what I can tell you is, without a shadow of the doubt, that Damari Gray has been outstanding today as well for Everton. But the change is made, and Dele Alli is on to see out this game for Everton, as it's looking more and more likely that this vital 3 points is coming their way. Here's Reece James with a shot, but it's blocked. Great block by Mason Holgate. How well Everton have defended today. And it'll be a throw-in to be taken by Reece James. And we are just about now completed 4 minutes of the allotted 7 minutes of injury time set by our fourth official, Andy Madley. And Rudiger gives it to Reece James. And Ed Ziyech on the far side. Almost gave the ball away, but it's back with Rudiger. And Kovacic. And he gives it to Reece James. Oh, and he's clattered there by Dele, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick. Dele, of course, Dele Alli, a former Spurs player. Yeah, it was late. It's a free kick. And it's a free kick in a fairly dangerous position. Let's see what Chelsea can do with it. And this is heart-stopping moments for Everton fans. At this rate, Frank Lampard is going to end up with grey hair at the end of this game. And you can see the look and tension and nerve on these Everton fans, and on Peter Reid's face. He looks, and the ball comes in, and Mason Mount flicked it up in the air, and it's hooked away. In fact, there's an offside flag, and we are now inside the last 2 minutes of injury time, and that could be that for Everton. And Jordan Pickford now will take all the time in the world. And a yellow card has just been flashed. It looks like it was flashed at Mason Holgate. Yeah, and just see what that might be for. Unsportsmanlike conduct for Mason Holgate. So with that in mind, we're now in the last minute of injury time. The Goodison crowd not happy with that yellow card, but they've got just a minute to hang on for what could be a win that helps keep them in the Premier League. And it's cleared downfield by Pickford, and it's out of play. And James just wants the ball back, and the Everton crowd are not going to give it to him. It's hidden up his jersey there on that Everton fan. Finally, he reveals the ball and keeps it. I don't think he's going to be giving it back, but they found another one now, and here comes Rudiger. Rudiger over the halfway line. And Everton fans calling for the final whistle now. And it's going to be cleared away by Dele, but not quite. He only sends it into Ziyech, but here's Pulisic. Pulisic being forced out wide by Iwobi. Smart defending by Alex Iwobi. The clearance is only as far as Mason Mount, but Dele gets in the way of that. Dele Alli clears it forward. And here now, here's Solomon Rondon. Surely he's just going to take it into the corner flag. And yes, it's good work. That's smart work. Oh, he checks inside. Here's Solomon Rondon. He slips and goes down. But here's Ali. Ali chasing in a ball there, and Chelsea defence nowhere to be seen. Just a couple back, and we have played the allotted 7 minutes, and the Everton bench is calling for the final whistle. The Everton crowd calling for the final whistle. No whistle by Kevin Friend yet. And it's just headed back to the goalkeeper, and it's picked up by Pickford. And they're celebrating, but there is still no final whistle yet. And Yerry Mina is just congratulating his goalkeeper, who finally gets up. Kevin Friend, everybody looks at Kevin Friend and he hasn't blown the whistle yet. Still we play on here at Goodison Park. And that's it. Kevin Friend finally blows the whistle. It is Everton 1, Chelsea 0. And Everton have picked up a vital 3 points in the fight for survival. Thanks to that man, Jordan Pickford, who made some amazing saves. But absolutely fantastic for Everton. This could be an opportunity now to turn their season around and get out of the bottom three. And once again, Leeds and Burnley are looking over their shoulders as this fascinating relegation battle continues. And the Goodison Park is going absolutely crazy here. They are delighted with this result. I want to thank you very much for listening to this off-tube commentary today. And it finishes here at Goodison Park. Everton 1, Chelsea 0. And you've been listening to the Commentary Hub. Goodbye.